Hello there and welcome to episode 18 of my playthrough of the 2018 Harebrained Schemes BattleTech game. Today I'm going to be doing the first Flashpoint mission. The Flashpoint missions in this game, part of a DLC package, absolutely superb. It's like real pure BattleTech where you're working for the the inner sphere powers, sometimes the periphery powers as well, across a series of shenanigan missions where you are trying to kind of gazump other factions. I mean, that's kind of the nature of all the random missions in this game, but this Flashpoint series particularly shines a light on how BattleTech actually is, which I really love about it. Well worth the DLC anyway. It's very, very comprehensive. I think there are well over 20 missions, and most missions are quite elaborate. They might go between 2 or 3 mission drops, so they can take quite a while. You also get really good prizes for doing them, whether that's C-bills or mechs or certain equipment. All manner of interesting things get thrown at you by way of prizes. I think one criticism of it is that all the mission types are kind of just the random mission types. It's just kind of bundled up in a more fancy way with a better prize at the end of it. I'm actually fine with that. I don't mind at all. Also, very important to note, there is actually a campaign within the Flashpoint missions, which is amazing. It's all about the exodus of the SLDF and Kerenskys, and it's fantastic. What I'll probably do is I'll probably record that. I've not decided. I was thinking I'll do it last. I'll do all the random Flashpoint missions that come up, and then I'll go and do the campaign. But you do get the Bull Shark in that campaign, which is a mech that's exclusive to this game. So it didn't exist before this game came around. It's basically got a thumper cannon on its back. So you've got mobile artillery. It's well worth a look anyway. It's also one of those rare mechs in this game that's got the 60 double heat sinks in the engine. So a real find when you do get it. So I'm not sure how to do it yet. I might if I'm in the vicinity, I might just go and do one of the random missions or one of the random campaign missions and build it up from there. Or I might just wait and do that as the very final thing that I actually record in this series of playthroughs. I think whatever happens, the very final mission, which is amazing because you basically go up against the bounty hunter and Kerensky, which is obviously amazing. That's about as iconic as you can get in BattleTech. So I'll definitely do that particular mission last. So that's going to be a 3-way fight off between those two and my mercenary company. But I might kind of do the initial missions as we go on. Yet to decide. We'll see what happens. Just in terms of format for the rest of the recordings, I'm always going to start on this screen, which is the kind of little info box that you get. I'll go through this very quickly, and then I will kind of record everything warts and all. So I'll do obviously all the missions, but then I'll do all the kind of the dialogue and the mission briefings and stuff like that as we're going through, because these missions are well written. They're very, like I say, they're just so atypical of what you expect in BattleTech. Today, for instance, we're working for the Lyran Commonwealth against the Capellans, which is pretty much what BattleTech is all about, because these two powers really don't like each other. This is a really interesting mission as well, actually, because it's all about something called Project Phoenix, which I don't know if they'll mention it when we get into the mission briefings, but I can talk a little bit about that. It's one of the very, very interesting things that happens in BattleTech. If you watch my general recordings, you know that I'm very critical of anything post Fedcom Civil War. So that's anything basically over and above 3067. But Project Phoenix is an initiative that takes place in about 3020, and it's when they start to kind of have a bit of a renaissance in technology. And the reason that I'm bringing up my critique of anything post Fedcom Civil War is because Project Phoenix feels really special, because it's the first time really in a long time that in this case it's basically the Davians, obviously the Steiners as well, but they start to kind of develop new mechs, which hasn't been done for quite a long time before this. It kind of has, but this is kind of the first time in like the universe that it's like official, and it's kind of where the game starts. What you get post Fedcom Civil War is just like the game designers just kind of completely lose track of that concept which I'm talking about, like the creation of new technology in this game. When Project Phoenix is like special, anything post Fedcom Civil War is just ridiculous. Like it's just like, let's make mechs that are like over 100 tons, and we'll start putting ridiculous complicated electronics and equipment on there. It's just like they just wanted to sell more product, so they started to like buff and like power creep all the units, and the mechs just got horrendously ugly. There are some, I mean, I've seen some designs that look alright, but generally like they just are completely a million miles away from like the sleek, beautiful designs of, you know, mechs from like the Succession Wars, and obviously like the SLDF, and again right up going into like the Clan Invasion and the Fedcom Civil War, when you have like that renaissance of technology and mechs, you still get some beautiful designs. You get things like the Bushwhacker, the Wolfhound, the Mauler. Love the Mauler. Mauler's not in this game obviously because it's I think it's designed in 3048, so it's hope if they ever do a sequel to this game, fingers crossed, I'd love that. Then the Mauler might make an appearance in that. I'd love to see, like, if they did a sequel to this game, I wouldn't do Clan Invasion. I'd probably do I kind of, my heart wants to say like Fourth Succession Wars, but I think you could probably do something anytime between, you know, like 3028 and 3045 or somewhere like that, and have a really interesting story. And then if you did like the Trinity and did the third one then should really be the Clan Invasion. Yeah, I mean, just do all of them, basically. Just do all the eras of this game up to the Fedcom Civil War. That would make me very, very happy. Not sure if we're going to get that, though. It's kind of been very quiet on the front for this game. There's been a lot of like modding people having a go at it, and I think they've like created mods for like Clan Invasion and things like that, or like Clan Mechs. But I just, even if they're going to do it on another Kickstarter, I just really hope they do that, because that would be amazing. Anyway, enough talk, but there was some preamble in there about that will relate to this mission, so we can go back into that if it comes up. So this is Joint Venture, 2.5 skill difficulty, so relatively easy. We're on Adra today, which is in the periphery, right on the like cusp of Capellan territory. We're working for the Lyrans, as I said. We're against the Capellans today. Again, shamefully, my reputation with the Capellans is, is it actually as high as you can go, I think? Yes, I think it is at 100. It doesn't tell us here exactly, but we're between 80 and 100. So I've just done so many jobs for them because the payouts for them are so good, and they have so many jobs out on the periphery. That will probably change quite quickly, because I would probably tend to align with the Magistracy of Canopus or the Fed Sons, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Definitely don't want to align with the Capellans. The thought just makes me ill. I probably, in this game, I would like to align with the Taurians, but we just can't do it because they hate us after we've been at war with them for so long. So that probably won't happen. Anyway, what else have we got here today? We've got engagement length short, so that should be 2 drops, I think, or 2 missions. Not entirely sure, but the length of this will probably go between like 45 minutes and 60 minutes or something like that. We have got consecutive deployments, so I think that means we won't have time for repairs between. That's all that means. Bonus reward, we have uncommon items, so that could be like any piece of like modding equipment, weaponry, mech salvage parts. Tonnage requirements, there are no restrictions today. You usually will find that there are like light tonnage restrictions or even heavy tonnage restrictions in certain missions, but not today. And here is our Lyran Commonwealth liaison, Alban Stieglitz Bradford. So House requires your assistance in leading a Davian Steiner convoy across a broad swathe of hostile terrain. Payment will be remitted upon the safe delivery of the convoy's payload. So that's a really like important development in this game. If we kind of assume that this game ends in 3025, the priority missions end in 3025, that's kind of how I see it. That's where we now are. There is, at the moment, like an informal alliance between Davians and Steiners. If my memory serves me correctly on the lore, the House Steiner basically put like they basically say to the other Innisphere powers, look, let's stop fighting, and if anyone wants to kind of ally, then we're up for that. And the only house that actually respond to that are the Davians. So that's why you kind of have this in this informal Davian-Steiner alliance. It eventually does become completely formalized in what we call like the FedCom alliance, which is kind of the start of all the craziness in BattleTech, because that is like a lot of very bad things come out of that. A lot of good things as well, but a lot of very bad things come out of the FedCom alliance as well, including a horrific civil war eventually. To counter that, there is an informal alliance as well between the other three powers, which you kind of expect between the Capellans and the Cretan. House Marek getting involved in that as well. So Free Worlds League kind of joined forces a little bit with the Capellans and the Draconis Combine. So it's kind of if you kind of go back to like World War One history, it's like when they had those like grand alliances, like you had like blocks of powers who were kind of allying against each other, and obviously history shows us that only terrible things come out of that kind of system, such as World War One, or in this case, like a series of like wars and civil wars and all kinds of chaos. So, but at the moment where we are currently, there's like a massive like wave of optimism on these two powers. So both the Devians and the Steiners are very much like, let's look to the future and build something better. So let's go ahead and begin here, and we should be greeted by, here he is, Alban Stieglitz Bradford, like the most like Lyran person on earth. He's even got silly facial hair. Welcome to Adra, Commander Durant. I thank you for your promptness as always. House Steiner needs you to escort an unarmed convoy to a reinforced mech bay on the western tip of Black Earth Plateau. The safety of this convoy is of paramount importance. Its cargo is both precious and rare. Excuse me. Yeah, what's the payload? In truth, Mr. Verternan, that is none of your concern, but in the interest of transparency, I will answer your question. I hope that you will recognise this gesture as a symbol, of the friendship that it is. The trucks are carrying the final components for a new battle mech. There you go, Project Phoenix. The first product of a marriage between Davian I always hate this word, inventiveness and Steiner industry. It's quite an achievement, I assure you, and House Liao would like nothing better than to take it from us. We won't let that happen. Very good, Commander. Now let us discuss the complications that will stand in your way. The convoy is currently hidden from Liao eyes and will remain so until you meet it at the rendezvous point. Unfortunately, there is but a single road between the convoy and its destination, and that road is continuously patrolled by units of the Lao Reserves. We have solid intel on the size and composition of one of these patrol groups, a unit that we have dubbed Sentry Team Alpha. Unfortunately, that's where our battlefield intelligence ends. Tell us about this Sentry Team Alpha. If we choose to engage while they're in the AO, what will we be going up against? A mid-range frontier lance with long-range fire support available as backup. Not an ideal configuration to go up against on an escort mission, I know, but we have no intel at all on what else the Lao Reserves may be fielding. If you choose to deploy outside of Sentry Team Alpha's patrol window, you could find yourself face-to-face with a full assault lance, or perhaps not, we just don't know. And so, my friend, you have a choice to make. Will you deploy against Sentry Team Alpha, or will you roll the dice on the unknown? I don't envy you the decision. As the commander in the field, it's yours to make. I'm a gambler, so let's see what happens if we roll the dice. Very good, Commander. I'll see to it that the convoy leader is informed of your decision. Best of luck on the planet's surface. I'll be monitoring your progress from here. At least I think that's the one that I chose. Should have maybe read that, but never mind. So we got a 2.5 skull difficulty today. It's an escort mission in the jungle. No intel. Decent levels of pay by the looks of it though. I think we'll take more cash today. As you can see, my cash reserves are running quite low at the moment, considering that I had like in excess of 20 million C-bills the last time I recorded. But I'll talk about that in a second. So let's accept that. I'm just going to clear the bays here so I can discuss who and what we'll be taking today. Got a couple of mechs in the shop as well, because well, I'm going to have to talk about this a little bit because you'll see there are more mechs in the bay here. If you can see this above my head, you should certainly see the awesome 8T. If you watch the last recording, you'll know that I was devastated at the end because I thought I'd finally got all the salvage points for an 8T, but I just missed out by 1 point of salvage. But then something weird happened. We flew to Dunironsshire, which is in Canopian space, because there's some really nice lost tech available there. Managed to get some amazing stuff, including a Gauss Rifle Double Plus, 2 Gauss Rifle Pluses, an M Laser Plus, and just amazingly, there was 1 point of salvage of the 8T Awesome. So I managed to make the thing. And that's the Awesome I've been after for a long, long time. I will actually use him today, I think, because he is an absolute monster. The Atlas, Ozymandias, I will probably only be rocking him out at certain, opportune times. I'm not going to be running him every single mission. So yeah, we'll leave him behind today. His loadout is insane, but I'm not going to talk about it yet. So first up, we're in Jungle Escort 2.5 difficulty. So I'll bring the Highlander today as an insurance policy, and we'll put Oculus in the Highlander. 2 tanks as well, so we'll bring the Awesome, and I think in the Awesome we will let's bring Metal today. He looks like a guy who would appreciate an Awesome. Actually I need to talk about the Highlander just very, very briefly. The Gauss Rifle Double Plus, which I've talked about before, but I didn't know what bonuses you got from it, and I got it completely wrong. I didn't think there was a tonnage lessening on there, but there is. So this weighs 2 tons less than a regular Gauss rifle, but more importantly, you get a -1 slot on there, so you can fit something else on the arm with it. In this case now, I've managed to get an LB5 double X on there, which is brilliant. I mean, having that and a Gauss rifle together is superb. All the other weaponry is the same that I've been using previously. The Awesome, this guy is an absolute beast. His alpha strike rate sits at 381, which is amazing, and he's an 80-ton mech as well, but that rivals even the biggest mechs in the game. Running him very, very differently to how Awesomes would be traditionally run. The Awesome is a mech that I want to love but can't, just in general, in terms of its general stock loadouts, including the 8T and the, I can't remember the variant's name, basically they're just the standard, is it like the something Q, 8Q, something like that, I can't remember, the one with the 3 PPCs and the S laser. Because the Awesome is such a heavy, load-bearing mech that can just soak up so much damage, but if you stick 3 PPCs on there, you really can't get into close proximity to the opposition because you're always fighting against that minimum penalty range that the PPCs give. The 8T is equally frustrating because it swaps out some of its PPCs for LRM-15, so then you have even worse problem. But the 8T in this game can be built in such a way where you can stick on 2 racks of SRM-6s, which is awesome, dual machine guns, and then you swap out the regular PPCs for snub PPCs, which just make you into a really close range proximity tank, which is exactly how the Awesome needs to be run and exactly how I am running it. So you see its average range is awful, 360 meters, but we're there just to basically run in, do lots of damage, strip armor off. When we do any kind of overheating, we go in for physical attacks because the Awesome has an incredible melee attack. It does 130 damage. So it's like I said, I mean, it's just a weird. The stock variants of the Awesome are just weird to me. I don't want those minimum range penalties on mechs that tank. So that's why I've swapped this out, and this is very much my preferred variant of an Awesome. Snub PPCs in this game are slightly cheaty because it's very, very lost techy. I don't believe they come back in BattleTech either until the very end of the FedCom Civil War. And I also think they're created again by the Draconis Combine. It's a weapon that I associate with them. I love them. I love that they're in this game. They are such a difference maker when it comes to PPC weaponry, because you get all the benefits of PPCs, but you just can put them on big tanky mechs as opposed to having to put them on mechs where you want them, but you're going to have to use them at range. In terms of other loadouts here, there's an absolute plethora of heat management, as you'd expect. Heat efficiency is actually amazing on this mech. 54 heat sinking, 71 alpha strike. That's brilliant. So, I mean, but that means I've literally had to dedicate like 10 tons over to heat management, but well worth doing. And if you have the, the really good like Lost Tech-esque weaponry like the Snub PPC and the Impulses, Impulse double plus here as well, which is a bad boy. That's -4 heat, +1 accuracy. That's an amazing weapon. Also worth noting that the Snub PPCs actually both have the -10 heat as their like little bonus. So that's why that heat is just coming in at such an efficient level. So he's like our big stripper of armor mech. Next up, we're going to need a finisher mech, and I think we're going to have to go for the Black Knight. I think. Don't think I've got anyone that really suits that. Who's in the heavy category? I could bring a medium mech. No, we'll bring the Black Knight. We're fine with the Black Knight. I'll bring a lighter mech on the like scout choice. So we'll bring Hans today. Changed Hans a little bit now. He's got the UAC 10 as opposed to the UAC 20. UAC 10 fits far better on a Battlemaster than a UAC 20 because you can put that extra like M laser weaponry on there. SRMs fit on a lot better. You put a bit of heat management on there. This is now a really solid like warrior. 337 alpha strike damage, so that's lovely. And we'll put who should we put in you today? Let's put. I'll put Vortex in the Battlemaster. Then finally we're going to need a quick jump capable mech. And I think let's go with the Enforcer today because the Enforcer, Lucy, has had a real revamp. Because I went to Dunayshire and picked up all those Gauss rifles, this is now a Gauss rifle Enforcer. We're supported by 3 M lasers. Absolute beast of a medium mech. Really important for me as well that I have a Gauss rifle at medium, on a medium somewhere, because in this particular game, during the Flashpoint, you do get a lot of tonnage restrictions. So I want to have that Gauss rifle as an option on one of those mediums at least, and that's on the Enforcer. And we'll put Talon in the Enforcer today. I'm going to try and get Metal and Talon as much game time as I can, given that they are the final 2 mech warriors that actually need to get their final skill. So enough talk, that was a lot of talk, so let's get into this and go and bust some Capellan heads. I'm very excited to do these Flashpoint missions. I think they're far superior actually to the actual like priority missions. The priority missions are... I really like the missions themselves. There's a couple of duds, but generally I think they're really, really good missions. If I had any critique of it though, it's the story. It's very like stock story. I wish they'd have done something a little bit more interesting with that. It's fine. I mean, just for the purposes of, allowing the game to go forward, it's fine. But the Flashpoint missions are absolutely where this game sings, because it is as BattleTech-y as you can get, really. So we'll see if we have any more briefings from Mr. Alfred, what's his name? Graf Stieglitz Bradford. I've marked Bradford's rendezvous points on your map, Commander. Convoy leader, do you copy? Roger that, Oliveira. We are all packed up and ready to roll. We're under orders to beeline it, to the mech bay as soon as you reach the rendezvous point, so I hope that your mech warriors can keep up. Understood, Convoy leader. We'll let you set the pace. Thanks for understanding. Oh, and fair warning, I've been picking up a lot of weird activity on my sensors recently. Could be nothing, but I wouldn't bet on it. We'll take it under advisement, Convoy leader. See you soon. Right, so we'll sprint everyone down the road. We've got a relatively slow lance today. Even the Enforcer's not the quickest, but we do have 2 jump-capable mechs, so that will see us through, no doubt. First catch of the day here. So it's a 50-ton mech.
I get you. On the move.
On my way.
Nothing else on sensors yet.
Getting by.
Give this guy an hello. Hunchback 4P, this is the the laser hunchback.
Roger
I'm not going
that.
to use the Gauss rifle there though because we are getting our minimum penalty. Got a Vindicator. Good solid Capellan mech, the Vindicator.
Taking minimal damage.
Engaging jump jets.
Do a little precision strike here, I think, because why not? See if we can't take this guy's PPC out.
Limited.
Take more than that out. They've come very badly armoured,
Enemy mech destroyed.
which is a bad idea. Oh, there's an 80-ton mech there, though. So they've brought something that can at least fire back. Actually, that's unfair. The Hunchback 4P can absolutely fire back. It's got like multitude of M lasers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M lasers.
Commander.
And big hands now might make short work of this guy,
Firing on
given the lack of armour. Oh, he's actually, no, he's in the, I think he's in the trees there, so that gave him a defensive bonus. That's fine. I'm mixed on the 4P. It's actually very good on tabletop. Very, very solid mech. But not really sold on it in this game. Runs a little bit too hot for me. It's also when you've got a mech that just has so much of its weaponry in one place, in this case the right torso, where that basically its hunches, it's like a one-trick pony. All you have to do is keep like targeting on that particular location, and the mech is just going to be completely wrecked
All weapons
because it won't be able to fire back. But that didn't matter this time because if you don't bring armour, your mechs tend to die. We'll sprint metal down here, see what this is, and it's an awesome 8Q. So it was, I think that's what I said, wasn't it? The 8Q. That's the other variant of the awesome, which I am really not very keen on. One good thing about the Battlemaster, he has a very, very nice sprint on him for an assault mech.
Aye, aye.
Right, let's start to pick this chap apart. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, given again he's like the rest of his lance mates here. He's got terrible armor levels.
Confirm.
And here he is, the big lad. Look at that! Like I mean, we are in the jungle, so we get a little bit of a bonus to heat. But my goodness, that is some heat level efficiency there. And that's on a mech warrior that really doesn't have, like, great skills. Like, he's a pretty average mech warrior at this juncture. Yeah, it's probably worth me actually going back to the drawing board on that and stripping off some of the heat management, getting a little bit more firepower on that. So we've destroyed the left-hand side of this awesome. And Oculus probably will finish this guy off now with the Gauss rifle. So that's it wasn't a lance really, it was 3 mechs.
destroyed.
Short of a lance. Now what I'm going to do is, before I get into this objective, I'm just going to place everybody like next to it, because I really don't want to trigger the objective until I've got everyone in position. So we'll bring everyone slightly forward here. Actually, it keeps
Ready for orders.
changing my mech.
Confirm.
Yeah, I'm going to bring everyone out.
Roger that.
Run everyone up on the next turn. It's a little bit cheaty, is this, but hey ho. And I'll actually get the enforcer to trigger the objective. Ready to roll out, Commander. Keep the hostiles off of us. We can get Stieglitz Bradford's payload from point A to point B, but we aren't equipped to fight. Yeah, it's fine to keep the enforcer a little bit behind because it's got the Gauss rifle, so it can come in and support using that. Gauss rifle is such an insanely strong weapon. I'm pretty sure it is the biggest single dealing weapon in the game in terms of damage. The UAC-20 obviously does 2. Oh no, sorry, Carl. The AC-20s do 100. I'm talking rubbish. Yeah, the ACs are the biggest def dealers, but the Gauss rifle obviously has the range that the AC-20 doesn't have.
Copy that.
So we need to get everyone in this blue hex over here. Then the escorts will presumably get picked up. No doubt we will get another Liao attack coming at some point. To wait a little while these guys take their moves. But I can do mine quickly, so that's fine. Yeah, that Battlemaster is very wick. Surprising for such a big mech. Let's have a look at his movement stats, actually. I didn't realise the Battlemaster was traditionally that quick. So you see there are secondary objectives available here. I've made a conscious decision that I'm not going to go for all the secondary objectives during the Flashpoint, because I just remember them being like quite hard, some of them, and there are too many. Like I'd played the priority missions through a couple of times, so I kind of knew what to expect with the secondary missions on the priorities. Sorry, on the primary missions. I've only ever played through the Flashpoints once, and I failed a couple of them, so I don't really have the like experience levels to say that I'll be able to pick up all the secondaries. This one should be fine though. I doubt very much that we'll have any of our vehicles destroyed, given that we've got pretty good placement here. But I do remember some of the missions in this game having pretty brutal, in Flashpoint, having a pretty brutal secondary.
On the move.
Copy that.
Saying that, I will try to get the secondaries. We'll see what happens. Here we are. So, yep, it's the Capellans. Oh, look at that. It's a Black Knight and a Bulldog. Kind of glad that I took the Highlander over there, because he should take some of the flak fire from these guys, and they'll leave the vehicles alone, obviously. That's it, though. Just a Black Knight and a vehicle. Oh no, that's our ship. Yeah, okay. It's got the blue there of House Steiner.
Yes, Commander.
Give you a cheeky Gauss rifle to the leg there as well. And again, they've flown in like really badly armoured mechs. Physical attack, 95 damage. I think he has an S laser as well. Yeah. It's very recently painted a Black Knight, so I kind of know its loadout quite well. Another. I thought there was only one vehicle then. Obviously not. That's annoying. Leave the escorts alone, please. The SRM carrier, for some bizarre reason, didn't attack then. I am going to stand on this guy because I hate SRM carriers. And if the SRM carrier attacks one of the convoy, we will lose the secondary. So let's get rid of that immediately. Because I don't think there's any doubt that having that many SRMs into the into any one of those vehicles would destroy it very, very easily. We'll just get rid of these other vehicles as well. If they're intent on targeting the our vehicles, then we absolutely need to destroy them quickly.
One to the strategy. Confirm.
And metal now in the big lad. This will probably strip lots of his armour off. He gets that leg shot, might take his leg out. Nope, not quite.
Report.
The objective is secured, Commander.
So we've completed the mission, but we'll obviously have to finish off this Black Knight before it'll let us go. Which really shouldn't be a problem. I think he's on the cusp of being knocked down. Oh, no, it's his move. But he went and reinforced himself.
Waiting orders.
Still hanging in there. Ooh, rear shot.
Enemy in rear arc.
It's not so bad. PPC at point blank range, never really going to give you any kind of decent percentage there. Yeah, it's fine. I've got pretty decent rear armour on my assault mechs. It does mean though that we'll have to, on the next mission, I probably will bring the Highlander again, I'm guessing. I do love the Highlander. So I'll have to go in with the rear armour damage, but that's fine. As long as I go in knowing that, I just won't turn my back to anyone. Commander, the area has been cleared. Darius has given me the green light to land immediately, hold position. That's it, Commander Durant. Our payload has been secured. On behalf of my entire crew, thank you. We never would have made it here without you. You'd better hold that thought. What am I saying? My eyesight's going. This isn't over yet. Long-range sensors are picking up inbound Capellan dropships, ETA 45 minutes. That doesn't give me enough time to fly you back for repairs. This is a problem, XO. Then allow me to propose a solution. I will authorise my mech techs to rush the activation of our new battle mech, the HTC 3F Hatchet Man. Gorgeous mech. It will stand in place of one of your own mechs in the upcoming fray. We'll take the help, Graf Stieglitz Bradford. From the sound of things, we're going to need it.
Mission successful.
Okay, so now we're going to have to go to the mech facility then, by the sounds of it. So we'll bring 3 mechs, and then the Hatchet Man will make up a 4th. Over 1 million C-bills, which is very, very nice. We took a little bit of rear armour there, damage, but that's fine. Salvage, only 1 point here. Is there any electronics? I don't think there are. Ooh, SRM6 Treble Plus. Very, very nice. So we might go into another mission briefing now. Oh no, we're not. We're going to go straight into the other mission. Okay. So the Hatchet Man is the only mech in this game with a physical weapon. It's got obviously the hatchet on its arm. I love the Hatchet Man. I think it's a really, really good mech. It's jump capable. It usually brings, I'm just trying to remember weapon loadouts. I think it's got an AC5 on there as well. We'll soon find out anyway, because that will no doubt be the stock variant. In this era, it's like really, really advanced, like with the hatchet, and it's a very, very fun design, and it's a really fun mech to play as well on tabletop. They released it actually in the new wave of Kickstarters. It's in one of the Force packs. I think I've got 2 of them. I think they're both in, as you'd expect, they're in the Fedcom forces. So one's with House Steiner, one's with the Fed Sons. Right, in terms of loadout today, now this is a defend base. Defend bases can be difficult. So I'm going to bring a good lance today, I think. Tend to have to bring mechs that are manoeuvrable. So I think we will bring the Battlemaster and we'll put Vortex. We'll drop the Awesome, because the Battlemaster, I was really impressed with that speed level. I mean, it's down as... Oh, no, sorry, I was going to say that. It's not 1 point, surely. Yeah, 200 metres on the sprint is really, really good for an assault mech. Max movement's, okay, but if you can do that sprint, it really can help you get in position, and with a big hitter as well with that UAC 10 double plus. I'm also going to bring, I think, the Archer today as well, because he can do some LRMing for us. So we got 2 jump capable mechs, because the Hatchet Man is jump capable. And then 2 kind of, well, 1 definite tank, 1 kind of semi-tank. And let's bring, actually going to bring a better pilot today, or a better mech warrior, I think. So let's bring Dark Star, just because he'll get the higher percentages on those if there's any indirect fire to be done. Actually, to that end, I probably should put Code in there. Code has got the better tactics skill. Yeah, we'll put Code in. That's fine. Let's go and do this. That's fine. It's just some rear armour damage on the Highlander, so I'm not worried about that. I think I remember this mission actually. The last time I did the Flashpoints, which was quite a long time ago. It's probably like a year ago now. Maybe more. And I don't think we get the Hatchet Man at the end of this mission. but you can get them in the game. I certainly will be keeping a lookout for them. The game now does start to use them against you, so you occasionally see them in enemy forces. Not sure how many variants they have. I'm guessing one, given that it's kind of like a special mech they introduced for the DLC, so I don't think those mechs tend to have many variants, but I could be wrong. Probably am wrong. There probably are more variants, so I think there are definitely like quite a few variants in the BattleTech universe. Commander, I'm afraid that Doxmarad sensor readings have been confirmed. A large contingent of Lao reserves are en route to the mech bay at this moment, and they are eager to strike. I suggest that you strike back at them with this. Meet the Hatchet Man, House Steiner's new melee-specialised brawler. You'll find it perfectly equipped to hack these Capellan peasants in two, I assure you. Oh dear, Capellan peasants, very funny. It's hell of a machine, I've got to say. That hatchet makes me feel downright tingly. I think Yang is a Capellan, so awkward. Just wait until you've seen it in action. To that point, Commander, eliminate the enemy and keep our assets safe. Keep members of the Davian-Steiner Alliance... Oh, sorry, key members of the Davian-Steiner Alliance will be watching. Right, loadout. Oh, it's an AC-10, sorry, not an AC-5. That's actually better. I think I really do like an AC-10. Very, very nice weapons. It's the speed and the jump capability though that really make this mech, because you can get in for like rear arc hatchet shots, which will just decimate most mechs in this game. That hatchet does an incredible amount of melee damage. You see, it does 110 melee for a medium mech. It weighs, I think it's a 45-ton mech, is the Hatchet Man. That is insane. I mean, that's up there with the assault mechs. So very, very strong. Now, what have we got here? So, defend the fortified mech bay. 5 must survive, 7 remain. Ugh. So we only are allowed to lose 2. So we're probably not going to get the secondary today, because it says destroy all target buildings from destruction. Second objective, though, we probably can get, which is destroy the Lao Vanguard. In fact, we'll definitely get that. I'd never retreat from a mission. We destroy all the enemies. So we should get 1 out of 2 of the secondaries. We only have to hold out for 10 turns, though. So at that point, the game will just end. So that's kind of where the secondary is, right? For that second point, we have to kill all the enemies within 10 turns. But again, I don't think that will be a problem. It said that there was a massive force here, so I almost guarantee that there will be a reinforcement lands coming at us, which must be from this direction, right? Because they can't come from over here, because that's where the map ends. So I'm going to split the force up. Let's bring old Hatchet Man down the valley. Bring the Highlander to join him, and I'm going to bring the other 2 actually, I think, over. Keep them up on high so that they can rain fire down if necessary. But let's just keep them like basically looking on this horizon. If they target the buildings, which no doubt they will, then that's going to be problematic for me. So I really kind of need to hit them up as early as possible. That javelin has got 1 million evasion pips there, so I could either do a sensor lock, or in fact we'll do that because we take 60% and it'll get rid of 1 evasion pip. They've actually brought a well armoured lance now as well, so I think that's got full armour actually, so this is quite a tough mission. Yeah, I thought they'd do that. They're going right for the facility there, so that's not going to bode very well. I'll run my chaps out though here and just try and at least take... Oh! Wow! Hatchet Man destruction! That's amazing. Headshot by the AC-10. Oh, sorry, I was going to say then, I will basically try to manipulate the enemy into firing at me instead of the buildings, but whether or not that works or not is another matter entirely. Got an assassin over here, and... Ooh, a griffin. Let's precision strike on this griffin and try to take out its PPC. Excellent. That will give the base a little bit of a reprieve. And I think we'll do the same with Vortex. We're going to keep him like towards the back, but that's a nice UAC-20 shot on this griffin. Destroyed a heat sink as well. Lovely stuff.
Heavy damage. Mech warrior, show 'em what you got.
they're gonna. Yeah, that is almost toast. I don't know. There's no way I could have got that secondary objective, right? Like, just no way. Let's bring the Archer back a little bit here. We can get in SRM range. That would be great, and we can. What's your armor like? I'm actually gonna give. Oh, I can't actually do. Right, the assassin's just moved, so let's go in for the Griffin and knock him over, and that'll put him in the heavy slot, or in the the heavy initiative range. So he should miss. Well, actually, I can't say that with a surety because there's lots of weird and wonderful mechs on show here. That's fine. I kind of expected that, to be honest. I would have been amazed if I'd have got the secondary there. The Hatchet now, though, can do his special trick, which is hatcheting. I don't know if we're on the rear arc there. We're probably on the side, but let's just go and do this. Oh, wonderbar. Yeah, we're definitely side attack there. I love it how it, like, ching. It's amazing. Amazing little motion. Now I can afford to lose another building. It looks like these guys are going in like full hog to get the buildings, so such is life. Oculus, you can multi-shot here, I think. Hopefully take this Griffin, maybe destroy one of its legs. Not quite. Ooh, lovely.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
I'm still. They're definitely going to bring reinforcements at some point, right? So I'm just going to hold back slightly with these two because I'm sure they're going to come in this like ravine here, and we'll put our. Well, this should hopefully, if we get contact, should knock the Phoenix Hawk over. Maybe even destroy the Griffin with his secondary attack. There goes his leg. And we've knocked down the Phoenix Hawk. Oh, the pilot's been incapacitated from the Griffin, so that's good.
I'm picking up a new sensor trace. Looks like enemy reinforcements.
Yeah, I could really do without attacks on the building, to be honest. Let's just finish off this this Phoenix Hawk. Kind of weird because I think he still gets his like full hatchet attack even though he was doing a stomp. It's a bit weird, but hey ho, I'm not going to complain. Right, that'll be perfect. We can get SRM and LRM high percentages there. Really need to take this guy out quickly because he's going to be spotting for the reinforcements. So this is good. We've knocked him down, so he's lost all his evasion. Hoping that we're not going to get LRM spammed here on the vehicles. Ugh. Right, let's finish you off. Hopefully, should be enough. Right, that's fine. Stopped any cheeky spotting here, so that's good. And we've got a 35-ton vehicle, 75-ton mech. Let's just walk nice and slowly down here. We'll bleed some heat while we're going. Oh, you can LRM spam. Nice. It's a striker down there. Won't be enough to destroy him. Oh, I do love this Hatchet Man. I really do want one. I've got a Blackjack at the moment on the books as a 45-ton mech, but I'd far, far prefer the Hatchet Man. Can kind of act as a unique mech in it. It's a tank, but it's jump capable, and you really want it to kind of get in to do the rear arc shots. Got a Marauder there as well. I'm not too worried about him though. With the actually not worried at all because he can't actually shoot the buildings because he has no indirect fire. So let's instead concern ourselves with these two vehicles. Let's swap that around actually because was it the striker actually that took damage? I think it was. Yes. Sorry, I need to swap that round again. There we are. That should do it.
Engaging multiple targets.
Lovely stuff. I think there's another vehicle back there as well.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Just hoping it's not an LRM carrier, and it's not. It's a demolisher, so that's fine. I'll actually take that out ASAP because it's got two nasty LB tanks weapons on there. Still in the game there. Code should be able to finish this chap off relatively easily though. Complete overkill, but never mind.
Vehicle down.
It's kind of annoying when you get the LB like demolishers like that, because I've never ever been able to pick up a point of like LBX salvage from them. I think the game probably wisely, purposefully does it just because the LBX weaponry is so powerful. So it just wants to kind of keep it away from you getting it. Like you have to pick them up in special stores and at special locations. But it's still annoying. Like I'd still prefer to obviously be able to get LBX weaponry as salvage. That Marauder's going to get knocked over.
That hit something.
So that puts him in with the assault mechs now.
How's it going?
And you can just spam this guy with your lovely missiles.
Alpha threat.
So he's really lost his bite there. He's lost that that PPC. And I think hopefully we might get the kill for the Hatchet Man here.
Here it comes.
Lovely stuff. I think we can go back and report to the Davian-Steiner Alliance. That was a successful test. 2 mech kills. We got to use his hatchet as well. All targets eliminated. Sit tight and I can collect you from where you are right now. That's the last of them, Commander. Nicely done. This deployment has proven to be an excellent test of our new battle mech's combat abilities. And boss, moving forward, let's keep our eyes open for another Hatchet Man or 3. I can think of so many things I could do with a chassis like that.
Mission successful.
Me too, Yang. Me too. A lovely little mech. So over 600,000 seabuilds for that mission. So just for the missions alone in this, we've got like well over 1 million. I think like 1.5 million. Then we'll be getting our bonus on the top of that. So getting some well-needed cash back after all that money I dumped in the Canopian, the Magistracy of Canopus. We didn't spend it on Canopian pleasure houses either. We did spend it on Gauss rifles and that awesome. So just in case you were wondering, we actually took like one shot there. Like the arch took a little bit of a hit. It's just annoying because they just target the base. Otherwise, I would have got the secondary. And that's probably cost us a bit of money. I think it maybe cost us about 200,000 seabills. Right, salvage. I'm not bothered about any of the mechs. Is there any nice equipment here? And look, this is it. You get the LBX ammo, but you don't get the LBX weapons, which is slightly annoying. And there's nothing. This is garbage. Garbage salvage. I'm actually going to take the LBX ammo, though. That can be quite useful. And now we'll have a little mission debriefing, and we'll then get our... I'll finish it up when we get our whatever bonus we get. We get like a little surprise at the end of it, a little special bonus, and like a screen comes up and it's like, prepare yourself for the unveiling of the prize. So I'll finish it when that happens. Well done, Commander Durant. Very well indeed, and the Hatchet Man proved its worth admirably as well. I'm looking at telemetry from its combat computers now. The luminaries at the new Avalon Institute of Science will be well pleased. It's hell of a machine. Wouldn't mind getting my hands on one of our own. In due time, perhaps you may. I can make you no promises, of course, but I would very much enjoy it if such a mech were to find its way onto the Argo. Stranger things have happened. We'll all be looking forward to the day that happens. Graf Stieglitz Bradford. Aye, Commander, that we will. Until then, I bid you good hunting and a fond farewell. Your job here is done. bet you 100 Seabills that Stieglitz Bradford wanted Housley House troops to attack us at that base. It gave him a ready-made excuse to test his Hatchet Man against a bunch of live targets. Sounds like the kind of thing he'd do, but you know what? I don't care. At the end of the day, we got paid for our efforts and our client walked away happy. That's about the best revolution a company like ours can ask for, regardless of the graph's underlying motive, the graph. I might have to call him that from henceforth, the graph. Damn right, Maya, we did good on this one, so let's not try to overthink it. Back to your stations, everyone. Let's find some more trouble to get ourselves into. Here we are. Reward box time. And we got a salvage point of a Jenner. An LRM double plus, which is nice. 2 salvage points of a quick draw, which is garbage. These two are good. Gyro plus and a gyro for stability damage are both great. And we got over 1 million Seabills, so... rare mech part. Jenner. Are you serious? Like, Jenner's like every day in this game. So weird. But it doesn't matter. It's the cash and the gyro parts there. Oh, there's some more stuff as well, which I need to scroll down a bit further. There's an S-Laser double plus, which I'm never going to use. 2 parts of a Griffin, which I'm never going to use. An AC-20 plus, which I'm never going to use. A Commando part. A Cockpit mod, which would have been used early on in this game, but I've now got loads of them. And an AC-5 plus. So it's quite a nice haul. Not so bad. I prefer the Seabills, though, at this point. That mech part thing was weird there. Part of a Jenner. Rare salvage. I don't think so. Anyway, that's us. So I'm just going to keep churning through the Flashpoint missions. I'll put them up as I record them. And yeah, it's fun. This is definitely the best part of this game, I think. Or the strongest part of this game are the Flashpoint missions. I may throw in the odd stock taking episode to discuss any mechs or weaponry, but I feel like I've done most of that now when I did the priority missions, but we'll see. Occasionally one of those might come up. Anyway, I think on that note I'm going to end it, so I'll thank you very much for watching and I'll hopefully catch you again in the next episode.